Dudes, Nate from the 80/20 Drummer coming at you with the lesson of the bi-week. That means 2 lessons a week. Believe it. The hype is real. So I've got 2 quick Spanky inspired licks to show you this week. But before I do, if you're interested in receiving 2 lessons a week and a notification in your inbox whenever a new lesson is posted, make sure and click the banner right here and go ahead and subscribe. So Spanky McCurdy has been a big influence on me for a long time, as he's been an influence on a lot of people. And I find myself playing more and more kind of Spanky orchestrations. And I think that's an inevitable result of the process when you're just experimenting with the different combinations you can make. But Spanky really gave us permission to use doubles or even triples between a hand and a foot and the other hand, and to put the leading hand on the snare drum and the following hand on a different surface. And a lot of people do that now, including Sean Wright, who I saw at NAMM last year, who is doing some really interesting textural things himself. So without further ado, let's get into these Spanky licks. They all fall over a beat that'll sound like this. 2, 3, 4. So it's just a backbeat at about this tempo, quarter equals 110-ish. And this is the first lick that we're going to deploy over the top of that. And it's not really a fill so much as just a groove variation using some orchestration and some sextuplets. 2, 3, 4. So let me play that for you slower. It's essentially and let me keep a constant 8th note. One, 2, 3, 4. So you can see from the overhead what those stickings are. They'll also be transcribed for you. And one thing I want to show you is a hi-hat variation. You can open the hi-hat in any of 2 places and it'll sound fly. The first is like this. And the second is coincident with the snare drum. So and that's more the Chris Dave type backbeat, Mark Kohlenberg, that whole school of playing. So the other Spanky-ish fill I've been playing lately goes like this. So it's just a 5-note group, and you can start and stop anywhere within the bar. So the counting of it's a little arbitrary, but I think of it as and I'm not totally sure where it came from. Maybe something like, which would be a more conventional orchestration, but why do that? Oh, and I remember I was practicing a bunch of Mason. Shout outs, Mason Guidry. So I was practicing my triples on the kick drum, trying to make them all the same volume. So I'm just like, and the one variation I like to do with that, and some of you guys might have seen this on Instagram, is throw in the floor tom with or without the kick. So you can go. You can also go. You know what sounds killing? Kick and floor tom at the same time. Sounds like a fucking howitzer. Don't let anyone tell you that's wrong. As long as you intend to play it, it's right. So let me show you a couple of examples over that same groove we were playing of this 5-note Spanky inspired fill. 2, 3. So you get the idea. You can throw that in, and in that case, I'm playing it over 16ths. Let me try to play it over sextuplets. Let's just see what happens. Let's try that one more time. Almost had it. One more time. 2, 3. So of course the key takeaway for that is, actually this is a meta concept I find myself circling back to a lot, which is that you learn a shape and then the other half of that is thinking in phrases and kind of letting your hands do what they want to do and keeping track of where the one falls. So that way you can have like 2 or 3 things you're working on in your quiver and have those be really solid and just drop into that and know that they're going to come out right. And in the coaching course, there are a lot more examples of how to actually practice improvising with it. But just short version, take these concepts, play with them as fills, play with them trading off with irregular grooves, and then play with them in different rhythmic contexts as I challenge myself to play the second one over sextups. So dudes, if you've enjoyed the content in this lesson and you want to go deeper, you're starting to feel like maybe you'd like to study with me, I recommend the 80/20 coaching course, which is like 6 months of studying with me for the price of a couple of lessons. And if you want a gateway drug to that, if you want to see what my more formal sort of sequenced material is all about, I recommend checking out my free 3-video series. 3 videos to improve your playing more in the next 3 weeks than you have in the last 6 months. If that doesn't happen for you, you get your money back. Oh wait, it's free. Yeah, I'm a shell, what can I say? But I want to improve your lives, your drum lives. So dudes, it's been real. Nate for the 80/20 Drummer. This has been another lesson of the bye week. Thanks so much. See you soon.